Right.
that things are going to break apart.
Right. Well, that was just that one version of things, though. Who's to say that's not happening right now? We just don't realize it.
Yeah, because when you look back at history, this is like a generational change.
Right. Yeah, I mean, who's to say that like in 20 years they're not going to look back and go, that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like we do with world wars.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, was it? The Enlightenment wasn't called the Enlightenment during the Enlightenment.
Right, exactly.
That's a term coined by historians.
Right.
So it's like whatever the period is that we're in now is going to be named by historians of the future.
Right.
They're gonna name it woke time. It's woke time now.
The Great Wokening.
The Great Wokening.
The fucking pseudo-wokening. I know.
What's up, Sohan?
Hi, Sohan.
What's up, y'all? How's it going, guys? Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too.
I had a thing.
Oh, we're basically just getting started.
Yeah, Joe and I just arrived too, so yeah. Yeah,
Great.
good.
Jeremy's been here for the last like 3 days with where it is, and we just don't know it.
I got these new lights. I gotta be here right when they gotta be shiny, ready.
Got the little fairy rice lights.
I'm holding
We
space.
can change the. I'm not a big fan of that. There we go.
You look great. You look really like tan and like vibrant.
She's been getting it.
I went to a nude beach on Saturday, so you know that happens. Yeah. It was cool. It's in La Jolla in San Diego. There's like legit a nude beach. It's like super isolated. It's like kind of a journey to get there. I just wanted to go to an isolated beach. So
So you
yeah,
ended up at a nude beach?
it was a nude beach, but you know, I think it needs a better description than just nude beach. It's
Right.
it's a gay man's hangout.
It's not just like, hey, everybody's nude, but it's more like the gay bar.
Yeah, it's like the gay bar. Yeah.
The gay sandbar.
The gay sandbar.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So yeah.
Were people wearing masks?
No.
So when you told me the other night that the strip clubs in Austin are open, I just like couldn't get this picture out of my mind of a stripper wearing nothing but heels and a mask. And
Yeah, that's a great image. Unfortunately, they're not wearing masks.
yeah, like, or like thinking of like the move of like taking off the thong and then putting it on the face or something. Like,
Oh no.
I thought it was really funny.
Well, that's what they do whenever you show up without a mask. You know, no mask, no service. Here's your thong on your face.
I had to wear a mask for the first time in a long time today. That was interesting.
Did one of your passengers make you wear a mask?
Yeah, one of them called and was like, "Do you guys wear masks?" And we all have a box of them in our vans.
Yeah. Hey, that's
and
good.
He was like, "Will you?" You know, and I'm like, "Yeah, no problem, man." You know, was I happy about it? No, in the back I was fucking seething. I was pissed. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, chill out, bro. Like, don't be a dickhead.
Be cool. Just be cool.
Yeah. Well, like, it's one of those respect things where, like, so, like, to me, it's profoundly symbolic and something that I like, definitely don't believe in. You know what I mean? This is a dramatic comparison, but it's like, you know, rape or something. It's seriously immoral to me because I don't believe it does anything. I'm not on that page. We can get into that all you want, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that I'm being compassionate and respectful of other people.
Yeah,
So,
that's key.
And putting other people's beliefs ahead of your own,
not necessarily.
or at least respecting them.
Respecting theirs. You know, if they told me to wear it at my house or you know what I mean, on my own time, I'd be like, no. But if I'm in their presence and I'm working, so I'm like providing a service to people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's in that environment, part of being a service provider is making your overlord feel safe.
Yeah, exactly. So like if you are like, I don't want, or like we don't allow people to shop here if you don't wear a mask, I won't shop. And that's perfectly fine with me. I'm not one of those people that's like, you should let me blah, blah, you should do whatever I say. No, that's your business. You do whatever the hell you want with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's complete autonomy, man. Go do your thing. Sweet. Freedom. You know?
From a strictly biological perspective, I get why masks make sense. In the context of of Austin, at least, where people are going and getting lap dances, if there's a hole in the bucket, it doesn't matter if you plug one hole if there's other holes. You know what I mean? Quarantine only works if everybody complies.
Right.
So I'm just like, I'm kind of like,
Even the mask is like, mask has several holes too, you know? So.
Yeah. It's like having the pee section at the pool, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, when I lived in yeah, it's like having a pee section in the pool. When I lived in China, people wear masks whenever they get sick. They're not wearing masks to avoid getting sick. They're wearing masks to avoid spreading sickness, and that's kind of like that's kind of my same as you. I'm just like, you know, I'm doing it out of respect for the people around me, whether it's effective or not. Because the idea that I don't know how it is in Texas, in Austin, or how it is outside of Texas, but here it's like bars aren't allowed to open, but if they serve food, they can open, which is freaking stupid because biologically there's no difference between people eating and drinking without eating. In fact, it's probably more dangerous if they're sharing food and dipping their fingers in the ketchup and whatever, you know, and sitting together, you know, eating and talking and everything than just drinking.
It's the same way here, but I can tell you that it's been really good for like the bar food truck collaborations.
Mm.
That like the bars that don't serve food end up having to like figure it out and
hire a food truck.
serve food.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah. You don't want to come see how backwards it is here in Vegas because it's like it's so backwards. It's like the bars were all closed for the longest time. They're all open now. Everything's pretty much open now, but for the longest time, like you couldn't go to a bar, but you could go into this huge casino with thousands of people. You know, it made no sense.
So it's kind of the whole thing for me. It doesn't really make sense. You know, Ash put it the other day. She said something really profound. She said, I take care of myself to take care of you. So she takes care of her body. She takes care of her immune system. She takes care of her energy to take care of the people around her. It's not this strictly like pathogenic perspective, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much a holistic perspective. There's a lot more to it than just, oh, cover my face up and nobody will get sick. It's no, dude, you gotta do some other things. You gotta care a little bit more than just like, okay, Band-Aid, you know, and then go about your business.
Mm-hmm.
If our government gave a fuck about public health, they would, for real quarantine, they would pay people to stay home for 2 months, and then we'd be over the pandemic and we wouldn't have to be doing it.
Yeah.
They're just giving people the smallest amount of economic ability to barely make any money at all so that they don't have to pay us to stay home.
Right. So,
Well, and that's what keeps us like slaves to the machine.
yeah, absolutely. I also see it as a ploy to push like cashless society and like online shopping and things like that, you know.
There's some spooky bullshit going on in this country with the pandemic, for sure. It is impossible not to recognize that there's some bullshit, spooky nonsense happening.
Totally agree. Man.
I mean, Jeff Bezos has done very well during the pandemic.
Yeah.
At least
The
someone.
masters are cleaning up.
At least somebody.
Speaking of spooky, what are you guys doing for Halloween?
Nice segue.
I don't know. What day does that fall on?
I think,
Saturday.
yeah, it's a Saturday.
Last Saturday.
For Halloween.
A bunch of mushrooms. That's probably what I'll do.
Mm. Are you gonna wear a costume?
It's a full moon. I'm not really that guy, to be honest. I'm not a holiday guy. I'm a holy day guy. You know, so I celebrate solstices and
I see.
equinoxes and full moons, and
But so that's a full moon.
This will be a full moon.
it will, but I'm not celebrating the Halloween part of it. I'm celebrating the full moon part of it. You know.
So what do you dress up as for a full moon party?
I undress.
Naked?
No, like spiritually undress.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
watch
I
out for
approve those.
the nude beaches in San Diego. You know.
Halloween used to be like one of my favorites, you know, because it's actually there's some like fun like novelty to
Yeah.
it. It's not just this weird thing, but like it's you know, there's some entertainment to the whole deal, but
Yeah.
I just don't have the same spirit that I used
Wait,
to.
does it have pagan roots? The holiday?
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah.
Cool.
You know, but pagan is a broad term too, so you know.
Jeremy, what are you doing for Halloween? I think what's your beard doing for Halloween? So what I should ask.
I think, I don't know. I think Disco Thor is going to be the costume this year.
Techno Viking.
Do you got like a Viking hat and shit?
Oh yeah, I think the idea is like you got the beard, got the ball, which is the.
That's fucking funny, bro.
I just need to do a better braid job.
Yeah.
Kind of bedazzle a hammer.
And then are you just
So
gonna dangle? You're gonna
now
dangle
is-
your disco ball at the bottom of it?
Yeah, so the idea is Disco Thor. So, but that could change.
But it's so funny. I'm not working.
I don't have any Halloween plans. But I am creating some plans this month that are exciting and relevant to somebody in this room right here. I'm doing the Great American Tea and Hemp Tour. So far, the plan is to do Albuquerque, Denver, Spearfish, South Dakota, and then into Idaho or Montana, Idaho, Salt Lake City, back to Vegas.
This is a sweet fucking loop.
Right?
No joke.
It's a nice loop.
It's a really cool loop.
I'm looking forward to it before the weather gets too intense. So that'll be fun, you know, and gonna do some education stuff with both tea and hemp. It's gonna be fun.
That's so interesting. This past weekend, we've got a hemp company here that donated a bunch of CBD to us,
Cool.
CBD flower, and they wanted us to mix it with tea.
Yep.
And get different blends going. And so we did a sun-dried red with CBD flower that's actually really good, and you actually feel it. I didn't think you'd get anything from water
I've been
extraction.
saying, yeah, you feel it for sure.
Doesn't that shit taste like fucking butthole though? Like,
No, it was good.
No, it tastes good
It
too.
tastes-
Yeah.
It tastes like someone's butthole if they've been drinking a bunch of tea and smoking a bunch of weed.
Wait, Joe, you don't like butthole?
Oh my goodness! Come on, guys! Come on!
no, but for real, like, I know what can of butter tastes like. I know what like weed tea tastes like. Like, you know what I'm saying? It is not. It's not a pleasant flavor to me. I don't know.
It's different.
That's
It's
the art of
flower.
preparing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe your Kung Fu's just not on. You just need better Kung Fu.
Your ganj fu.
Ganja flu.
Ganja
Well,
flu.
That's how we spread tea culture to the United States, man.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
It's all on the ganja train. So
Yeah.
I mean-
So, Joe, when I come visit you, I'll share all about it with you, for sure. Yeah,
I'm down.
you'll get to
Yeah.
taste it. Mm-hmm.
There's definitely no better way to start a tea session than with smoking a joint
nah.
or a bong rip or something. I can definitely get on that train.
I'm gonna have to go light though. I have to because of my whole condition and shit. So I can taste it, but I'm not gonna drink a bunch of it. Ash might drink a bunch of it.
It tastes so good, and actually, I tried it before with cannabis itself years ago,
Right.
We tried brewing, steeping in agave different strains of cannabis.
Yeah.
And it was fun, because you can like taste the nuances and really feel like a connoisseur. But
They're called clippings.
it's so expensive though. It's like not, it was just a fun little experiment. But it's cool now with all of the hemp flower because it's very similar. The nuances, and it's slightly spicy too.
I can see that. I can totally see that.
On the back end of the palate, it's really spicy.
I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like a like a raspberry leaf or something in the back has that kind of spicy note to it.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely got to pair some like purple Kush with some purple tea.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That sounds good, actually. Yeah, that would be ultraviolet's purple tea. It could be purple and ultraviolet.
The ratios is kind of you got to be going pretty light on the right?
We were just eyeballing it.
Because I feel like too much cannabis and you're not going to taste anything but the cannabis anyway. So.
Yeah, I find it doesn't work with fragrant teas. Like I wouldn't do it with an oolong or something like that. But with the more like deeper in the mouth teas,
Gotcha.
it provides a nice body, and then the fragrance of the cannabis kind of is the note, the fragrance note that puts over the top.
Right. Instead of like that orchid note on top, it's like a cannabis note on top.
Exactly.
Right.
Still a flower.
Makes sense. Totally. Yeah, I'd be interested in trying it out. I don't know how I'd react to just CBD though. I haven't explored that yet. I definitely know regular cannabis does not go well.
It's different. And the feeling that like Sohan was talking about that you notice, it's like it's such a comfortable, good feeling. It's not like in your face noticeable. Like when you smoke hemp, like I've accidentally smoked hemp before, thinking it was cannabis. And it was interesting because I got fooled like for like half an hour. I smoked it and then like I felt the immediate like when you do smoke cannabis, you get that feeling where your body just immediately just whatever anxieties or stresses you have, it is like gone immediately when you first take a hit. But then it starts to play with your mind and have all of the effects on the psychoactive after that. But I wasn't getting that. And I didn't notice it until like half an hour in, and I'm like, is this really what I think it is? Or is it? And I found out it was actually hemp. So yeah, when you smoke it, it's like really noticeable, the like relaxation in the body. But when you drink the tea, it's like, it's really subtle. But after you drink it, if someone asks you, like, how are you feeling? Like, you're going to say, oh, I feel different. I definitely feel it.
You can compare it to like L-theanine or something along those lines.
Yeah, maybe.
Or even like smoking a pipe bowl or like a cigar or something. Where like at the end of it, you're just like, like, not like fucking blasted. You're just like, I am so calm right now.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Just chill. That's how I get after a good cigar. Just like a huddle.
Yeah. Speaking of, Joe, congratulations. You're like over a weekend, no cigarettes, right?
Oh man. Yeah, it's been interesting. That's 15 years, man. That's a long time. I don't know what it's like being alive without cigarettes. So, yeah, it's weird. It's like my whole life, I got to recalibrate completely.
I think it's like a new identity, almost.
What do you do for breaks now?
This, for one. So, that's a big help. Herbal teas is another way to go about it. Me and my spiritual coach were talking about this. And he's like, well, okay, so what are you gonna fill these gaps with? And we laid out the whole process, and essentially, like right now, it's like, like when I wake up in the morning, instead of going out to smoke, which was the first thing I would do, and chug a glass of water, and I'd go outside to smoke. Now it's chug my glass of water and then make some tea and wake up slowly. And then there's other things I can use, like, and when I say tea, I mean like in the morning. I usually don't wake up with chameleon scent, just wake up. And then there's other things I can use, like smoking a cigar or something like that, or even just, and then that leads into, okay, so what's after that? What can I use instead of substance? And that leads into like breathing techniques, meditation, qigong, tai chi, things like that. So I'm putting those in the pockets, you know. And so it's the process of me not needing substances to get that clarity that I was seeking from drugs, essentially. You know, so,
You know what also helps? If you find a replacement for the money that you spent on cigarettes.
you know, fucking cigars is taking that spot. Man. Cigars are expensive, man.
Yeah, because I knew a guy back in England. He was a theater director.
Yeah.
And he was telling me how he quit smoking, like in his late 20s, because he smoked all through university and up until about 30. He said at the same time he wanted to quit smoking, there was a publisher that started printing like these cheap copies of plays that cost like £2, which was the exact same price as a pack of cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
So he said that he had that financial substitute. So within the amount of time it took him to smoke a pack of cigarettes, he just read a play.
Right.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you quantify it, like even monetarily, there's lots of things you can do. You know, when like I've been thinking about like how much time every day do I spend smoking, and then how much time every day do I spend preparing or rearranging the things that I'm doing to go smoke. You know, like, oh, I don't want to start that project. I'll go out and smoke for a little bit and come back in, and then I like do something for like half an hour, and I'm like, well, maybe and so nothing ever gets done. You know what I'm saying? So all the time, all the money, all that stuff. If you start like paying attention to that shit, it really helps. It really puts it into perspective. You realize like where is all your energy going? Because cigarettes are sucking energy from like every aspect of your life. You know.
I had a similar experience with quitting smoking weed.
Wait, you quit smoking weed, Sam?
For the most part.
Whoa.
Cool.
Like I don't keep it in the house. Like I'll still smoke it if I'm like around, but otherwise I just eat edibles that I make myself.
That's dope. That's dope.
That's kind of how I've been with tobacco. I don't buy tobacco, but I'll give Nate $5 because he smokes, and then he rolls his own. So I'll just give him $5 every time he buys a new pouch. So I'm like bought into the pouch. So when I'm with him and I want to smoke a cigarette, I'll just roll one. Nice. But I don't have it at home. You know, I work with him, so I see him during my work day, but I don't have tobacco at my house.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah, I think it's more about it's about how you're doing it and not even what you're doing. You know,
yeah.
That's a big part for me is it's like treating things more ceremonially, more respectfully, more sacredly, and not just like compulsively fucking getting high or smoking cigarettes or drinking tea.
Yeah.
I used to drink like a straight liter of tea every day. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's fucking terrible. What am I doing? You know? I
might do that. I'm not sure how much tea I drink per day, but it's a lot.
I definitely drink more than a liter of tea a day.
I think that's a problem.
That's a liter of tea.
I have a liter of tea before 9 a.m. every day.
That's a liter of tea, not gum food specifically.
Oh.
Like, you know, like doing cold brew or like a big old, like we brew a whole carafe and then take that with us wherever we went and just keep filling up our cup. You know?
Nothing wrong with that.
So it's just too much, man.
Oh.
It's abusive, is what it is.
Yeah, you got to listen to your body. You know,
well, it's like about the spirit of the plant too, man. You're just fucking abusing shit. You know what I mean? You're just like, I am human. I do what I want. You're not like, hey, treating the plant. You wouldn't like, you know, you wouldn't use a friend that way. Why would you use cannabis that way? Why would you use nicotine that way? Why would you use tea that way? You wouldn't treat friends like that. You wouldn't treat your mom like that. Why would you treat a plant like that? You know?
Right.
That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about the tea service, about Gong Fu Cha, is that it's work. You know, you have to get your stuff out. You have to warm it up. You have to be attentive while you're doing it. And it's the cultural context that the plant belongs in. And it creates a container where the plant's being respected, you know, de facto.
That was the cultural context in which the plant belongs in. I don't remember that, dude. That is good. That's good stuff.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks. I'm glad you dig that. But yeah, I feel you. I think what was I? had something, but I'm done.
That's where that came in.
I have definitely been smoking a lot of CBD. I've switched from full spectrum cannabis to CBD flower.
Awesome.
So I'm still smoking, pretty frequently. I'm definitely smoking every day, but I'm not smoking THC every day.
Right. It's a process, man.
It's a
It's
process.
not just like, oh, I'm gonna stop doing everything. You're not gonna learn anything that way either. You're just putting your blinders on at that point.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, tea definitely taught me how to respect life more.
Yeah.
Just like put more energy into it, put some discipline and some effort into it. Care.
Attention. Yeah, attention. What I was going to say, I've been studying Kabbalah, and one of the Sephirot is Geburah, and Geburah is tobacco. Tobacco is a Geburah plant, and so when I do smoke a cigarette, I'll chant the God name of Geburah, Elohim Gibor, when I'm smoking. So that even just very casual, just saying a one word, or two words, I'm still putting some kind of spiritual attention into what I'm doing, even with just smoking a regular old cigarette.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gratitude. You're paying next to whatever it is, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like feed me, you know what I mean? Just like gluttony, just doing it. You can even get away with it.
And what you were talking about, Joe, you wouldn't treat your friends that way, you wouldn't treat your mom that way, but society teaches us to treat people that way. And that's like the big problem, is that people are, instead of treating plants with dignity and like people, we're taking people and treating them like products. We treat plants like products and we treat people like products. You're either a product or you're a consumer.
Yep. Yeah, that's that consumerism, man. Totally. Totally.
Jeremy, are those lights distracting for you on your beard?
No, as long as they don't flash too quickly. Why?
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but then I was also thinking that must be great for like reading in bed at night. You don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam and I were talking about that. The idea to wear them at night, so when I need to get up and go, just turn the lights on and I got light.
Also great for night bike rides, visibility on a night ride.
Yeah.
True. Needs to be a little.
And if you go to Burning Man, you definitely won't be a dark tard. You'll be very well lit, amply lit. No one's gonna run over your beard. Now your feet or your arms, that's another story. But your beard is definitely not gonna get run over.
And that's the most important thing to protect.
Oh man, that's so great, Jeremy. You're fun. You're so fun. I was thinking that our little avatars are definitely not COVID safe right now.
Nah, I'm just like breathing down Sam's neck.
We need some masks. We need some little topi masks.
Our topies don't have mouths, guys. There's no holes in the topi buckets.
The topies don't have orifices at all.
Once they're visible anyway.
You'll be all right.
That's funny.
That's super funny.
So yeah, I think Topia is gonna be making some big moves lately. It's soon. I had a friend that's like really involved in the immersive world. He does a lot of work in VR. He was asking about it. He was like, "Hey, who has the link for that Topi?" He didn't know what it was called, but he was like, "That Topi thing. Who has that?"
Cool.
I sent him the link here. I was like, "Hey, come check out our tea house," because I've actually been telling about it for months. And people are like, "Oh, I don't trust it. We don't know the developers of that. I'm giving them access to my camera and stuff. I don't know it." But it's legit. Was this like, Sam, is this a new feature, the envelopes? Is that how we can message each other now?
Yep.
Cool.
It's a little clunky because I think they just released it yesterday. But
Okay.
yeah,
Can we do it now?
now we can send messages to other people's.
So that's like a direct message?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So in case you want to talk shit about what's going on.
Yeah. There's definitely been times where it would be useful to have text.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to whisper in somebody's ear, like, "Did you hear that fucking idiot?" And then
Yeah.
I'll just say that shit out loud, bro.
I'm gonna have a party here on Saturday. Sam's helping me throw a little party on the Tea House-topia, so y'all should come by. It's gonna start at 6:30 California time, so I guess 7:30 your time at least.
Cool.
But we're doing a fundraiser for the Tea House because it's been fucked up trying to survive with like a $5,000 monthly overhead for rent and utilities, which we can't use this Tea House.
Yeah.
So we're doing a fundraiser and we're doing a party, and it's gonna be fun. We got a DJ, a local DJ. Somatos is gonna be performing, and then we got fire performers. We're gonna stream it. We're gonna do it on Topia. So it'd be fun. Be fun to like try it out, holding like just a tea party in Topia with no talks, just like chill and hangout time.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that for my birthday. That was fun. A few weeks ago.
Nice.
That was lots of fun.
That was very real. And your brother got fucked up.
My brother was so funny.
He got super drunk, man. He's
Hey,
cool
my
as
brother
shit,
lives
but
in
wrong.
Austin. You can have him come IRL get fucked up at your party, so huh?
Yeah, right. We're gonna have like friends and family of the Tea House be able to come. We're gonna be outside, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
awesome.
Awesome.
Sounds like fun.
So
Yeah, you should
what's your goal and plan, Sohan? Seems that you're taking on some big challenges now.
Well, so the plan is to try and open the Tea House at least partially at the end of this month. We're renovating. Here, I'll take you on a little tour.
What's the new Tea House on?
It is West China Tea.
West China. Okay, I knew that. I follow you guys on Facebook. I just forgot.
Oh, nice. Thanks, buddy. So yeah, here we got the front room. For those of you who've been here, you'll see the difference. But we got this store shelf.
That's fucking cool.
Like big house piece of furniture. I don't think anyone's ever built one in the West before, because the construction of this one, this is our own design. It's totally different than what a Chinese moon door shelf would be constructed. We've got a roll of copper, and we're going to line the inside of the moon door with copper. That's really cool. But this glass on this top, we've got the windows, we lined all the doors. So, but we're fancying it up for sure, and so we hope to open at least this room and one other room at the end of October, and then be like, okay, advertising, we're open. We're doing by reservation only small tea service for 5 or fewer people outside for an hour. So we've been pretty busy with that. We usually have a few a week, and then the e-commerce is doing really well. The difficulty with that is that our website has gone down a couple times in the past 2 months, and it's super problematic because we don't know that it's down. It doesn't just stop working. It's that certain people, some but not all people, get to the purchase screen and it just loads and loads and loads and it never completes. And they don't say anything. Most people just give up and wander off and don't say anything. It's only when a customer brings it to our attention that we know it's an issue, and we can't reproduce it. Usually we can't reproduce it ourselves. If we try to buy something for ourselves, it works fine. It's just depends on your IP and stuff.
Who's your provider?
It's not our provider. It's our e-commerce platform, which is BigCommerce. Their integrations keep breaking our checkout process. We're integrated with Rabilia, which is a subscription service provider, so that we can give people like monthly subscriptions. And yeah, it's the integration is clumsy apparently, and it's not working the way it's supposed to work. So it breaks our whole shopping cart, but not for everybody, just for some people.
I see. Are you considering migrating to a different platform?
Yes, but that's an expensive and time-consuming project in and of itself. So we'd have to budget for it.
I don't know. Like I built my Shopify website in 2 days. If you have the content all ready to go and you put your head down, you can do it. And it's worth it, like I'd recommend Shopify. It's been good. I haven't had any trouble. It's a little bit more expensive, but when you're dealing in the volumes that you're dealing in, it's minimal, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, totally. The raw ability would definitely be worth it. The main issue is that we use an inventory management system called Bend,
Yeah.
and they're the only people out there who can do fractional inventory because we sell 10 grams and 30 grams and 50 grams and 100 grams.
Yeah.
And we want to keep track of it fractionally without saying we have 100 10-gram bags and we have this many, 30-gram bags, and kind of apportioning it out beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
If we want to completely subtract from our inventory in like a seamless way, we need to use this thing, Bend, and it doesn't integrate with Shopify right now. Yeah.
That sounds super cool. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, it's great when it works. I mean, when it works, we do fine. It's only because it keeps breaking that we're having to do a freaking fundraiser for a business.
Yeah. What are you guys drinking? I didn't ask yet.
I'm drinking a sample, a long shot sample from Essence of Tea.
Mm.
The one that we didn't try when you were here.
Okay. Yeah. Those are fun to drink.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm drinking Buddha fragrance, Oxiangcha, which is like a breed of pu'er. It's a chum pu'er, but it's not a bunch of seed propagated plants. It's like a specific clonal breed.
Interesting.
It's nice. It's got like almost like a caramely thing to it.
Yum.
I'm drinking Old Faithful. It's my it's
blend?
spring harvest Laoshan teas from Alberta,
Nice.
and they are excellent. I'm very, very in love with these teas.
Jeremy, what are you drinking?
The weekly table tea.
I love that, Jeremy. Every day, every week. Yep.
Every week, every Thursday, it's table tea. So right now, it's mostly 18 ruby, a pinch of moonshine, and a Zamba pearl.
Oh my goodness, that sounds luxurious.
Wow.
And it actually works really well. Sometimes it doesn't, but
You must be, how do you get brewing temp right doing that shit?
I mean,
Boil it.
Kind of low.
Yeah, just brew
yeah, a
it.
little bit. I mean, basically, you brew it. I figure at the Zamba level, about 185. I think to split the difference,
Right.
and that seemed to work good.
That's what we tell people with our herbal teas. It's like brew it at the level of the most healthy ingredient, essentially.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys don't just dump boiling water on everything?
That's what I do.
Bro, that has been, oh my god.
That's what I do.
It has been like seriously one of the main focal points of our business lately is trying to get people not to burn shit. Because they'll like get one of our green teas or something, they're like, oh, I know your guys' tea is good, but what's going on? It's like you pour boiling water on it, let it sit for 10 minutes, man. Like, of course it's rough, you know? Like,
That I don't do.
it's so hard because nobody knows how to brew tea around here, you know? So it's difficult. Even just like 5 minutes with these people, and I'm like, don't do that, you know? And they're like, oh, wow. And it's like, yes, now tell your friends, please.
Where are you?
I'm in Spearfish, South Dakota.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I'm in the middle of nowhere, bro. And there is like, I am the tea culture, man.
You are.
It is. It's a process. It's fun because it's like, I'm like spearheading a movement, you know what I mean? But it's a baby movement at this
Right.
point.
Spearheading and spearfish.
Yeah.
Have you used the hashtag South Chakota?
I can do, that sounds like Lakota, like it sounds like a Native American language, Chakota.
I mean, Dakota probably is, right? The word.
Dakota, yeah.
You could do pu'er fish, South Chakota.
Puarfish Chakota. That's some heavy stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it.
Hey, Sohan, I'm trying to convince Joe. We'll manifest it when the time is right. To put on like a really cool tea festival at the same time that all the people are in town for Sturgis motorcycle rally. So like a biker tea festival.
Have a tea party.
Hashtag Charlie Davidson. The trick is to use the Chinese character in the hashtag so
Right.
people know it's Cha.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that that crowd will definitely know that is job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they'll probably just get angry.
No, they're gonna say, "Oh no, I don't want the virus. Put it away. Put it away."
Wow, they're gonna be like, you speak English. You're terrible. Yeah. No, honestly, within the next 5 years, I see it as a feasible thing.
Yeah, it'll be for real. It'll be so cool.
That would be awesome. One of my favorite things to do is get like dude we dude bros into tea.
I know what you mean, honestly. And every time, so like we're out vending and stuff like that, and it's mostly women that we get their attention because they're more into the herbal side of things, and they're like, yeah, be healthy, and this and that, blah, blah. And whenever there's a dude with them that's like super interested, I'm just like, I pull him aside and I'm like, thank you. You know what I mean? I'm like, I love this. Like, please keep doing what you're doing, man. It's not a feminine thing to make tea.
Right. Yeah.
But there's definitely there's something about the visual of like the dude with like really big hands that make the cup look even smaller.
Just this tiny little guy wand. It's like my mini guy wand. I love this little thing.
No. That's cute.
I love it.
Cute.
It's perfect for like a one-person session.
Mhm.
I just like fill it. It's literally like all the way full of leaf. So makes me look big.
Elise, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a highly fermented rolled tea from Indonesia.
Cool. What's it called?
Bowls. It's called Banten Red. Yeah, just bowls.
That's a good tea.
It is a good tea. Yeah, it's nice. It's earthy. I did my class today on it. I do classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I like do a 45-minute like deep dive into one of our teas.
Like in person?
No, virtual. That's the virtual classes I'm doing now.
Like Twitch or something, or what?
No. So I do them through Zoom, but then I stream them to Facebook. So I have two different students. I have students that bought tickets where they receive the tea in the mail. And then I have students that just watch the stream. And Facebook has a feature now that I recommend you guys looking into that lets you create virtual events that people have to pay to access.
Okay.
Yeah,
Who
so
was it? Haven't I seen this shit?
I don't know. That was the TLET virtual. I launched it in August. It's 20 class sessions. It's a pretty big class. But you can still join in. I have all of the I have all the videos posted up, password protected. And they're premium, which is great. I like
Is the password Crusaders for life?
Oh, I met a Pusader yesterday on the phone. Somebody in LA, Sam, I'm going to introduce you to him. William,
Okay.
I'll introduce you to him. He's new to tea. He's opening a business. He eventually wants to have a tea house. And
Will you define Crusader for me when you get a chance?
that's your word, Sohan. That's your word.
Did I come up with that word?
Yeah.
So is a number 7.
Yeah, I'm better at making up puns than I am remembering events in my own life.
So Pusader is
that
like
tracks.
the time that you came up with that word and said it was whenever we were talking about people that are like seeking the high from tea.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. You called them Pusaders. So
Whoever? Is that what that?
yeah.
Yeah, that's from
Whoever and Crusaders.
Yeah, exactly. There's other subcultures where that probably works, but I'm not part of them.
Gross. But it was pretty cool talking to this guy because he said that him and his partner had really gotten into pu'er tea and dove really deep into that, and then they started to research a business, and both of them are pretty savvy business people. They're MBAs and have experience in this, and they've come to realize that it wouldn't be so smart for them to launch a pu'er exclusive brand. That they need to have some diversity. But I said when he said, "Oh, we're kind of pu'er heads," I said, "Oh, I believe the technical term is pusaders," and we both had a chuckle about that. But yeah, we were talking about that. We were talking about how yeah, the U.S. market is not really ready for like at mass adoption of pu'er tea. That having a wide range of flavors. At least it's not like 5 years ago, if you were launching a tea business and you hired the best consultants in the industry and did all the proper research, they would have all told you, oh, you need to have, at least 180 different tea blends, flavors, and different fun names. At least we've evolved from that. Like, we're not at that point.
I'd overwhelm people with like 12. They're like, oh, to choose from. It's like, oh, fuck, man.
Oh man, it's such a actually. I mean, that's what I'm learning now, is that having a big catalog is such a double-edged sword, because we have more than 200 teas at our full mast. We have all of the teas that we could have. We have more than 200 teas, and they're not blends. There's no blends except for there's one jasmine and there's the sticky rice pu'er. That's it. And so those are all, and every single one of those requires so much explanation, and the story behind it is so much a part of it, that just keeping it in stock, I mean, we're talking about like $100,000 worth of tea, in stock, just to be able to sell stuff at Harlem.
Yeah, that's what's going on in the restaurant industry right now too. People are realizing they don't need 60 menu items. They're doing a lot better with 10, 15.
Yeah, I don't think it would work for us, because that's so much a part of our brand, is having these really obscure, unique things and having a lot of different ones. I had a guy, my first business guru, he told me to do that. He's like, what are your 20 most popular teas? Just sell those. And what I told him was like, look, we're like a rare antique bookstore. You wouldn't go to a bookstore and be like, what are your 20 most popular books? And so, that's just our niche.
I think a lot of that, it's all about limiting the quantity too. So when things run out, they run out. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't need this endless supply of stuff. It's like, hey, we got this batch this year. Get on it. It's got to sell out, and then it sells out, and then you're done with it. And people know that, and they're like, okay, it's gone.
Scarcity drives sales.
Well, yeah, I mean,
It's true.
It works the same way with a lot of specialty tea retailers, but also like in the cigar industry and in other like specialty products. It's like stuff comes up, they make unique versions of stuff, and then people jump on it, and it's gone, and they know that's how it works. You're like, oh, how come I didn't get any? It's like, well, you didn't fucking jump on it,
Supreme built a world brand off of that exact ideology, is that we're only going to make a little bit of this. And I mean, the resale market on Supreme products is insane.
That's a good point. There's some we have to keep in stock, but I really need to start doing that. I need to relinquish this idea that we need to have everything all the time, because it's such a burden, financially, just to have everything in stock. And we get new stuff all the time. And if stuff runs out, we should just let it run out.
Yep.
Not restock it.
Yeah, on the retail level, you can do that. Now, if you're doing a lot of wholesale, that's where it's challenging, because when you're servicing businesses, that require some level of consistency, it's an issue. But I've come to learn it's not as much of an issue than what maybe I've thought. Like when I first started, the person that was working with me would always like put so much pressure on me, like, we can't ever run out of stock on something. Like, that would be the end of the company if we ever did that, because if we ever have to say no to an order, like, that person will never come and order from us again, and then they'll spread rumors around the industry that we're unreliable. And the pandemic has definitely challenged me to like let go of that, because like logistically it's impossible to get certain teas right now. It's just impossible, so it's
impermanence is half of the cool part about tea in the first place. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can have the same tea a couple months apart and it tastes completely different. There is no like that homogenized consistency that American culture has taught us. It's exactly that. It's bland. It's boring. You know what I mean? Having stuff that you only get once, and you might want to save a little bit, and it might taste different 6 months down the road. A couple years down the road. It's like that's half the fun of tea in the first place, is enjoying that like be in the moment. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to be able to drink this for the rest of my life. This is awesome. It's like, enjoy that tea that's sitting in front of you.
Well, and a lot of, and I think we're going to see a lot more of like in the service industry, a lot more like rotating menus.
Yeah. And we're seeing that a lot even
You
here.
already see rotating whiskey lists, rotating beer lists, rotating wine lists.
Yeah, we're seeing that with some of our local places that are trying to do that local sourcing and things like that. And it's like they can't carry certain stuff all the time, all year long. You know what I mean? So they
grow locally.
I think it's great because we have come from a culture that's had all of the options all of the time, and what that does is dilute quality. That's all that does is it dilutes the quality of everything. We got to have everything on hand at all times. You can get whatever you want, all the choices ever, and then people are overwhelmed and they're like, I don't even know what to pick anymore. I'm just going somewhere else. Like the whole, like you see all these memes on the internet about like what should we have for dinner? The eternal argument between the man and the woman. Like nobody knows what to pick for dinner. It's because there's too much to choose from.
Decision fatigue.
What's that?
Decision fatigue.
Yeah, that's exactly it too. And you're just like, never mind. I'll just eat my basic shit. I mean, we even do it. Like, well, if we can't figure out what we want for tea, it's like, well, I guess we're making, eggs and kale and bacon. You know what I mean? Just something super simple that we eat all the time.
I wish the answer was always like, we're just eating whatever we harvested from the garden today. That would be wonderful.
Right? Whatever we got from the farmer's market this week, that's usually
that's what we're eating.
What's here? What can we make out of what we got? Maybe go get one ingredient, Like I needed soy sauce yesterday, I went and got liquid coconut aminos.
How far do you have to drive to buy soy sauce?
Like blocks.
I'm sorry?
A few blocks.
Oh, okay. That's not so bad.
I got a couple natural food stores here in Spearfish. So one of them.
But it's on horseback, right? So it takes a while.
Yes, definitely. Yes, uphill both ways in the snow. Yeah. No, we got pretty much. That's the cool part about Spearfish. We got a little bit of everything. We have everything we need, but we don't have too much of anything. So.
You got spearfishing?
There's a really good creek for fly fishing.
Oh, nice. They should have caught fly.
Is it fly fishing season now?
Yeah, it's starting back up again.
I'd like to try that out, or at least go and see it and experience it when I go visit.
This creek is pretty special. It's a false bottom creek, so it freezes from the bottom up. It's like one of only two creeks in the world that does it. There's like one in China, I think.
Cool.
That's
near your place?
Yeah, it runs all year long. I mean, there's like all this snow. There's like 4 feet of snow, and the creek's still running.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I gotta hop off, but it was great hanging out with you. This was a lot of fun. If you want to come to the party on Saturday, then please come check it out. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
If anyone feels like sharing my fundraiser, that would be awesome. We super appreciate it.
6:30 California.
6:30.
Okay.
You said 9:30 in Austin, right?
9:30 Austin is when the music starts. I'm gonna get on early. I'm gonna start it up at like 8:30 our time. So I guess 6:30 your time.
I think I might be in
California time, whatever time in South Dakota is. I don't know. What time are you in?
We're in
I'm
Mountain.
in Central.
Okay, I'm in Mountain.
Okay, so yeah, it would be what 7:30 your time.
Maybe 7:30 ours. Yeah.
And we're gonna go till midnight. So yeah.
Cool.
Cool guys.
Drop in.
Have a good one.
Bye,
Peace.
Sohan.
Hey.
Love it.
Hey guys, I think I'm gonna go too.
Cool.
Yeah, I love you guys. It's been fun.
Same.
Maybe I'll see you guys on Saturday at
Well-
Sohan's thing. Yeah. Bye.